Good morning, students. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 26. Okay, let's start our class. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. The screen is visible. My screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So see, in last class, we studied about break-even analysis, right? And we solved some numericals also. So today we'll continue with the new topic. Okay, that is profit volume ratio. So after break-even analysis, you can find what is the profit volume ratio. How much you have produced, how much that means how much production in your factory has been, and what profit you have got from that production of any, or you can say, कितना तुमने कितना you can कितना you have provided material. Okay, just take it simple. How much is the volume you have produced, and from that, how much profit you got. Okay, it is a valid ratio which is useful for further analysis. So it will help you. This ratio will help you for future analysis. The different formula for the P by ratio are as follows. So you can find the P by ratio. This P by V ratio. Let me note. So remember all the formulas. Okay, all formulas are important. Oh, so okay. So the for this P by ratio, it's the formula is contribution by sales. We know the formula of contribution. We have solved some numericals also based on this contribution. Okay. Just a quick question to any one of you can reply that we did two numericals, right? Sorry, three numericals on in for a break even analysis. Am I correct? I used to get confused with section A and B. You have two sections, right? So the same thing I have to repeat again and again. So I forgot. Just can you remind me that we have done three numericals on break-even analysis or not? Anyone
Yes,
remember?
ma'am.
We have done, no? Right? Okay, okay. Then thank you. So see, so the P by ratio is contribution by sales. So contribution has a formula of sales minus variable. Suppose if you have the contribution, you just apply the value of contribution and divide it by sales. Suppose you don't have, suppose you have sales plus variable cost. You want to find in this way. You can find also this way. Okay. Now, what is the relation between break-even point? The point we have discussed what is break-even point. So the relation between break-even point and P by ratio is as follow: fixed cost divided by P by ratio. You can find the break even point if you have the P by ratio and fixed cost. Okay, thus you have to remember all the formulas, the rest will be easy. So let's move to the next topic: elementary economic analysis. So what is this? So whether it is a business situation or a day-to-day event in somebody's personal life, there are a large number of economic decisions making involved. One can manage many of these decision problems by using simple economic analysis. So if you see the day-to-day life also and any business also, you need to make some decision based on your finances, right? So just take an example. Here it is an example is given, and an industry can source its raw materials from a nearby place or from a far off place. So you have an option that you can take the raw materials from a nearby place or a far off. But you have to analyze which one taking the less cost. Plus, you have to see some factors, that is its quality, cost, and also so based on that you have to analyze this कौन सा तुमको लेने से अगर तुम nearby से लेते हो that will be if you take the material from nearby places that will be good for you or it will give you profit, or if you are taking the raw material from the far places that will give you profit. Okay, so let's see. So in this problem, the following factors will be affect the decision. First, the price of the raw material. So we'll obviously compare the price, transportation cost, available, it will be available throughout the year or not. Suppose I'm a businessman, I'm in owner of the industry. I need to produce, suppose take an example of chocolate. So for preparing those chocolate, I have the will I get the raw material throughout the year, when throughout the year, or you can say whenever I need the raw material, I will, it will be available or not. And the most important thing is the quality. Obviously your product will depend upon quality. Understood? So based on four, these are the main factors we'll compare in both the cases. Okay. If you don't understand, just stop me and type in the chat box and let me know. Then I'll explain once again. The subject is bit confusing. You will understand. Don't worry. So see, consider the alternatives of sourcing raw materials from a nearby places with the following characteristics. The so for the nearby places, these are the characteristics. It is more costly in the nearby area. More costly. So the if you purchase raw material from the nearby area, it will be, it is costing you more. The availability of the raw material is not sufficient enough to support the operation of the industry throughout the year. So you are not getting the raw materials throughout the year, okay, for your operation. The raw material requires pre-processing before it is used in the production process. So after purchasing the raw material, you need to pre-process. Okay, this would certainly add cost to the product. Obviously, when you purchasing a raw material, you need the again pre-processing without directly using it. So it will cost an extra. It will cost you more. But cost of transportation is minimal under this alternative. So if you see, these are the factors. It is raw material is costly, available is not sufficient, and pre-processing is required. So these are basically three negative. One is a positive. There is no transportation is very minimum. On the other hand, if I am purchasing the same raw material from the very far off place with the following characteristics, it is less costly at the far off place. So if you compare this one is less costly, but the cost of transportation is very high. Obviously, if you are taking raw materials from the very far place, the transportation cost will be very high. The availability of the raw material at this site is abundant and it can support the plant throughout the year. Yes. So here, in nearby places, your sorry, raw material was not available throughout the year, but in this alternative, you have raw materials throughout the year. Raw material from this site does not require any pre-processing. Okay, it does not require any pre-processing before its production. Just tell me which one you will you prefer. Which one you will prefer? Response हो गए क्या? Join करके you all people slept. Hmm?
Ma'am.
So which alternative you will follow? Or which alternative you will take? You will buy the raw materials from the far off place or the nearby place?
Nearby.
लिखा. Okay, nearby. Nearby.
Yes, ma'am.
Why nearby? Because you are just see in nearby. Just some. This is a discussion. I'm not saying ki you cannot buy it from nearby. But what is your analysis when you are saying nearby? Why are you saying nearby?
Because, ma'am, eh,
Yes, yes. Whatever you know, whatever you understand, why are you saying? Just reply that.
because मैम ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में वो होगा मैम
कम
मतलब
है.
खर्च खर्च कम होगा उसमें
बट ट्रांसपोर्टेशन में तो खर्च है, लेकिन सपोज तुमको आज मटेरियल चाहिए, यू आर नॉट गेटिंग द मटेरियल थ्रू आउट द ईयर ना, इट इज मोर कॉस्टली. ठीक है. Cost will
हाँ
get ठीक है. Cost will your cost will come under this transportation. वो तुम्हारा it will be balanced out, but you need to again processing. So again it is costing you more, right? Plus your the material is not available throughout the year, right?
यस मैम
So you have to think whether whenever you get the alternatives, you have to see negative and positive points. So where you have the positive points, you have to take. Rohini, yes, cheap transportation is there, but you are getting the material, means this raw material at very high cost. Plus, you need to do pre-processing of that raw material. That will cost you again extra charge. अगर ये charge दूसरे वाले में थोड़ा सा transportation cost बढ़ा भी रहा है, but you are getting the raw material throughout the year. Plus, तुमको pre-processing, you don't need to do the pre-processing, right? So based on that, you have to see alternatives of, you have to see the options, you have to compare, and then you have to choose which one is suitable for you, which one is giving profit to you. Based on that, you have to make, and this is called economic decision, or you can say economic analysis. You have to analyze. Okay. Now, material selection for a product plus substitution of raw material. So in any business, in any production of materials, raw material plays an important part, right? Okay, let me enter some students. They came now. Okay. So the cost of a product can be reduced greatly by substitution of the raw materials. You can easily decrease the cost of a product by substitution or by making changes in the raw materials. This raw material plays an important role in this, in your, you can say, cost analysis, or you can say the whole profit will depend on your raw materials. Among various elements of cost, raw material cost is most significant, and it forms a major portion of the total cost of any product. Okay, from the total cost of any product, the raw material cost of raw material carries major part. Okay, suppose the total cost of the production is 100%. This cost of raw material will be your 60%. So any attempt to find a suitable raw material will bring a reduction in the total cost in any one or combination of the following ways. Reduce machining or process time, enhance durability of the product, or cheaper raw material price. Therefore, process of raw material selection or substitution will result in finding an alternate raw material which will provide the necessary function that are provided by the raw material that is presently used. In this process, if the new raw material provides any additional benefit, then it should be treated as its welcoming feature. This concept is demonstrated with numerical problem given below. Whatever we studied here, let's understand more by this next numerical. So there is a example given. The design of a jet engine part. Designer has a choice of specifying either an aluminum alloy casting or a steel casting. So you have to design a part of jet engine, and you have an alternative to choose the material aluminum alloy casting or a steel casting. Either material will provide equal service, but aluminum casting will weigh 1.2 kg as compared with 1.3 kg for the steel casting. Have you understood this part? You have two options, aluminum alloy casting or steel casting. Both, it will give equal service, but weight will be differ. Aluminum will cost 1.2 kg, and this steel will cost you 1.35 kg. Okay. Now, aluminum is costing you 80 rupees per kg. Steel is costing you 35 rupees per kg. And the cost of machining per unit is 150 for aluminum and 170 for steel. Okay, every kilogram of excess weight is associated with the penalty of rupees 1300 due to increased fuel consumption. So every kg of excess weight, if the weight is going to excess, it will cost you 1300 rupees. Okay. For every kg, it will cost you 1300 extra. Which material should be specified, and what is the economic advantage of the selection per unit? We have to find which material will be specified and what is the economic advantage of the selection per unit. So first of all, they have listed out the cost of aluminum metal for the jet engine part. Weight was 1.2 kg. Cost of making aluminum casting was costing you 80 rupees per kg. and machining those casting were costing you rupees 150 per unit. Okay, this is per unit. Now the total cost of jet engine part made of aluminum per unit will be summation of 80, 50, 150 plus, okay, okay, 1.2, so weight of one unit was 1.2 kg, so 80, it will be 1.2 into 80, so that will get the weight of per unit. Okay, so cost of making aluminum casting per unit will be weight plus rate. So weight 8 into, here it will be, let me note, here it will be multiplication plus 150, so it will give you rupees 246. And if you see the cost of jet engine part made of steel unit, they have all wrote all the given one. Okay. Okay. So now cost of jet engine part made of steel per unit will be cost of making steel per unit. So 1.35 into 350, sorry, 35. Here it will be multiplication plus this machine of steel casting is 170 plus penalty of excess weight of steel casting is 1300 per kg. So see, earlier the weight was 1.2, but the steel is more, right? It is the weight of steel is more. So how much is the more? That will be multiplied with the 1300. If you see the question, so when you compare the cost, there should be same weight, right? But the steel weight is more compared to the aluminum cast. So here it is given, every kilogram of excess weight is associated with a penalty of 1300 due to increased fuel consumption. So if you see, aluminum was 1.2, but steel was 1.35. So, so we have to multiply the excess amount with 1300. So I am getting this amount. Earlier, aluminum I am getting rupees 246 per unit. For each unit, it was costing me 246, and for steel, it was costing me 412.25. Now, decision. The total cost per unit of a jet engine part made of aluminum is less than compared to the steel. Hence, aluminum is suggested for making the jet engine part. Now, this is the part specified. Which material you are specifying, you have given. Now, what is the economic advantage of aluminum? You just take out the difference of the cost. This is your economic advantage. Understood or not? Any confusion in this
Yes.
part?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Next, let's move to the next. How many students are there in section A? Oh, sorry, section. This is section B, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. Section B has more students compared to section B. Okay, okay, okay. I got confused with the number of students. 41. Okay. Okay. So let's move to the next topic. The earlier one was this your material selection for a product, substitution of raw material. So under that, next will be design selection of a product. Design modification of a product may result in reduced raw material requirements, increased machinability of the material, and reduced labor. Okay, it is an important factor which decides the cost of the product for a specified level of performance of that product. So again, there is an example. The chief engineer of a refinery operations is not satisfied with the preliminary design of a for storage tanks to be used as a part of plant expansion program. The engineer who submitted the decision was called in and asked to reconsider the overall dimension in the light of an article in the Chemical Engineer entitled How to Size Future Processes. Now, original design submitted called for 4 tanks 5.2 meter in diameter and 7 meter in height. Basically, they are giving an example of a storage tank. The design earlier was for 4 tanks, which was 5.2 meter diameter, and height was 7. The graph of the article, the engineer found that the present ratio of height to diameter of 1.35 is 111% of the minimum cost, and that the minimum cost for a tank was when the ratio. Okay. Basically, they have found the height by diameter ratio, and they have means if you see the generalized, they come to notice that if you reduce the size, sorry, height, or if you reduce the diameter, it can cost you less. So see, if you see design, the process of selecting the design process, sorry, the design of a structure or design of, suppose, storage tank, you are selling storage tank. If you change the design also, you can get a less cost. Understood what I'm saying? Suppose the engineer is not satisfied, he's saying that the cost of tanks is more. So if you reduce the ratio, or you can if you reduce the, suppose, diameter and height, you can get the cost of one tank less, right? So you have to go with the, you have to take the design also, design also as an impact, as a factor to decrease the cost. Okay, so I'll share this. Go through this, you'll understand. Nothing more complicated to understand this. Okay, go through this. Now, process planning and process modification. Why I'm not able to. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay, the next is process planning plus, or you can say process modification. Now, how you plan, that also depend. That also important for your uh, uh, cost reduction process. Okay, factor. Okay, while planning for a new component, a feasible sequence of operations with the least cost of processing is to be considered. Okay, so the process sequence of a component which has been planned in the past is not static. So planning is not static. Whether it can vary time to time, depending on certain conditions. It always subject to modification with a view to minimize the cost of manufacturing the component. The process of making anything, it is not static. Plus it always subjected to any some modification, where you are getting the minimum cost of that product. Okay, so the objective of process planning plus process modification is to identify the most economical sequence of operations to produce a component. So see, steps in process planning are as follows. So these are the steps in process planning. So this may change. Okay, your process of planning can be changed depending on it is giving you minimum cost. Analyze the part drawing to get an overall picture what is required. This is one optimization. They have optimized some process planning, and they are saying that if you go by this, it will give you less cost. But it's upon you. You can consider some other another methods also. You can consider your own method also. But they have optimized. If you follow this, you will get definitely. It is an hypothesis. You can say that you will get the minimum cost. So analyze the part drawing to get an overall picture of what is required. Make recommendations to or consult with product engineers on product design changes. List the basic operations required to produce the part to the drawing specification. Determine the most practical and economical manufacturing method. Let me change the color of. Okay. So determine the most practical and economical manufacturing method and form or tool required for that operation. Devise the best way to combine the operations and put them in sequence. Specify the gauging required for the process. So these are some steps you can follow to get this. Now steps 3 to 5 aim to determine the most practical and economical sequence of operation to produce a component. This concept is demonstrated with a numerical problem. Again, they have given a numerical problem. Process planning engineer of a firm listed the sequence of operation as shown in below. So data for example. Now sequence is turning, milling, shaping, then drilling. It's an example. He listed out some three process: turning, milling, and drilling. Now next is all operations are performed in CNC machine. The details of processing times of the component for various operations and their machines hour rates are summarized. So these are the process sequence. Okay, this is just an example. Now these are the machine hours. For turning it is 200, milling 400, chipping 350, drilling 300 and CNC option 100. Okay. Find the most economical sequence of operation to manufacture the component. Now he is asking you to find which one, two, three, which operation is most economical. The cost of component using process sequence 1. That in sequence 1 is turning, milling, shaping and drilling. Turning, milling, shaping and drilling. The calculation of the cost of the above process sequence are summarized in table. Now time you can see turning 5, milling was 8, shaping was 10 and drilling was 3. So if you convert in hour, you will get this. Now machine cost per hour rate. So rate was 200. So multiply with the hour, you will get this cost. The total cost is this one. Okay. It was given in minutes. You have converted in hour, and these rates are given as per hour. So you have multiplied the rate with the hour. You got this. So this is the cost if you follow the sequence one. Now, if you follow the sequence 2, it's turning, filing and drilling only. So the same way you can find you are getting the cost 124.80. Here it was cost of 143.25. Now if you go through the third sequence, only CNC operations, it has 8 minutes. If you convert in this. So this is the cost. The process sequence 2 has the least cost, therefore it should be selected for manufacturing the component. Understood? You have to see the different process you can go and you can select a procedure which is giving you less cost. So understood this part. In the next class we'll continue with the new chapter. Next class means after 2-3 minutes or only. We'll continue with the next class. So any confusion from this part? 43 students are there, no one reply. Okay.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. Don't leave the class. Write your roll numbers in the chat box for this class. Write your roll numbers. So last class, what I did, I took the attendance from the second class, but it is unfair. Some can join this class, some cannot join the second class. So let's take attendance for the first class also. Okay. Don't leave the class because I'm taking the screenshot of participant list also. Everyone wrote their roll number? Okay, you can leave now. Hope everyone wrote their roll number. I'll text in the group, then join for the next class, okay? Thank you.